Today we're gonna be reviewing this BUKNUWO 12 volt, 628 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. So this thing is quite a monster. This thing weighs around 100 pounds. That's over 7,600 watt hours of capacity in just one battery. It's equipped with a 200 amp smart BMS with Bluetooth capabilities. So you can connect to this thing with your phone using their specific app. Now I have reviewed one of the BUKNUWO batteries in the past, and I did their 314 amp hour 12 volt model, and it seemed to do pretty good for the price. And a lot of you guys like when I do these massive battery reviews, and I like doing these. And I also like these form factors, especially if you're gonna be building a 12 volt or even larger setup, because when you run a giant capacity battery like this, it makes the wiring and how everything looks way neater. So along with the battery itself, you also do get a user manual, and this has a lot of good information in it. I would recommend always reading through this. Appears to be very well written, has color printed pictures and everything. They give you all the specs that you're gonna want on this unit. Yeah, so this thing says it weighs 107 pounds, 250 amp rated BMS. As far as the dimensions, it's about 24.5 inches long, 9.5 inches wide, and 8.5 inches tall. To demonstrate exactly how energy dense this battery is, here's the comparable amount of batteries you would need to get close to the performance and capacity of this battery. Although even with these 6 100 amp hour batteries, we're still not at 628 amp hours. If you wanted to replicate this much capacity with these batteries, you'd have to make 12 different connections, have a bunch of jumper leads, have to manage a bunch of different BMSs. I'm gonna go ahead and get this 30 amp battery charger connected to it. We're gonna get this thing fully charged up so we can run a capacity test. Now, while I have this thing charging, let's check out the Bluetooth app. That's what the app looks like. It's showing 30 amps of current going in, about 400 watts. Now the app is pretty basic, and on the previous BUKNUWO battery I reviewed, I did complain the fact that you couldn't really see the cell voltages, and they actually got back to me and said they updated it. So now if you hit the panda, it's gonna prompt you for a password, and it's BUKNUWO 0914. And once you put the password in, if you scroll down on the bottom, now we actually have individual cell voltages. So that's really nice to see. And the pack was shipped with around 50% state of charge, so that's perfect for storage. We went ahead and ran a full capacity test on this battery. I ran the test at a 0.2C discharge rate. I was able to get 660 amp hours out of the battery. The battery is now fully recharged again. We're gonna do some high current discharge testing. This thing's rated for 250 amps. So we're gonna push it a little bit past that and just see if the high current protection will work. So we have two 1500 watt space heaters, and we have a 1000 watt battery charger plugged in as well. So that should easily be able to give us over 250 amps. All right, we're at 260 amps. We're at 280 amps, 3500 watts of load. Okay, we overloaded the inverter for a second. I can temporarily get it to over 300, but then the inverter goes into high current. That's 330 amps. We're still above 12 volts, even at 275 amps. That's very impressive. A lot of the batteries have a lot of voltage sag when you start to push them that hard. Oh, there it went. It just shut off. Let's see how long it takes. It's kind of taking a while to come back on. Okay, there it went. It took about 45 seconds for the BMS to reset, and now the battery's working again. Now we're gonna go ahead and crack this thing open to take a look at the cells and the build quality of the battery. See what the inside looks like. I was able to just work the cover off using screwdrivers very carefully not to poke into the battery. So we got the cover loose. Go ahead and fold it up out of the way. Now at first glance, everything actually looks pretty good. We have very thick conductors going to the negative terminal of the battery to the BMS. We have bolted terminals on the BMS, and we have 4 more wires going to the main negative stud. Kind of the same deal going on right here on the positive side. It looks like this wire was kind of pinched a little bit. See how it's deformed a little bit? Normally on the positive side, they just use one big cable, but it looks like they decided to use 4 separate conductors. This is a 4S2P design. So we have 4 groups of 2 batteries in parallel. So these are more than likely 314 amp hour cells. When you put 2 of those in parallel, you're gonna get 628. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those groups in series to give you your 12 volts. Lots of foam to keep the cover from compressing into the battery. The BMS feels pretty secure. Nice large heatsink. Can't see what brand it is. The temperature sensors are just kind of stuck to the cells right here and here. This battery is using the plastic shipping strap style compression. So there's metal plates on each end of the battery, and then they use these plastic straps to compress those plates to the sides, and that's creating the compression for the cells. Taking a closer look right here, it looks like we might have a damaged cell. It looks like the cell's end maybe got crushed a little bit. It may have took a hard hit right here, and it looked like it pushed the plate in and kind of buckled the cell a little bit. I mean, the battery pulled full capacity, so I don't think there's any internal damage, but this is not what you want to see. This could develop into some damage later on in the future or give you less cycle life out of the cell. Now, I can't really blame them for that because this could be a shipping issue, but if it is a shipping issue, they need to put more foam in the boxes or brace up this side of the battery a little bit better. I tried really hard to get the battery out of the rest of the case, but they used a lot of double-sided foam tape on the bottom and it does not want to separate. Plus the weight of this battery, I'd probably end up destroying it if I took it apart any further. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to see what kind of cells these are, or at least the name brand. But given that this pulled over the full capacity limit by a good amount, I do believe that these are pretty good cells. And so far, everything does look pretty good. We have nice thick bus bars in there as well. It looks like the cells are separated by very, very thin separators. I don't know how good or bad that is. Normally, it's a little bit thicker paper. I just hope there's no way that these cells can touch, because these are able to chafe through each other. You could get a short. Everything else looks pretty run-of-the-mill for a budget battery. It's definitely not the worst I've ever seen. I would have liked to have a solid conductor there instead of multiple strands personally. But it looks like they did that to have 2 different connection points, so I guess I understand it. BMS wiring looks pretty good. There's a zip tie there. And then it's also glued right there with some of that epoxy rubber cement stuff. Let me know what you guys think about the build quality. I went ahead and submerged the temperature sensors in freezing water, and the low temp cutoff does appear to work. So if I take these back out and warm them up, battery starts charging again. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up testing of this BUKNUWO 628 amp hour 12 volt lithium iron phosphate battery. The battery did really good performance-wise. A couple of small things I would have done differently as far as build quality, but for the price of the battery, it's not horrible, and I think it would work just fine for long-term use. I just hate that it got damaged in shipping, so if anything, they just need to do a really, really solid job packaging this thing, especially because of how heavy this battery is. It's so easy for this thing to go flying in a package truck or drop really high. And if it hits the ground hard, it's gonna mess something up. Now, if you are in the market for a giant 12 volt lithium iron phosphate battery, make sure you guys go check out the channel. We have a dumb fume battery review that's 600 amp hours, as well as a very large Vature battery. So go watch those videos, compare and contrast what you see as far as features and build quality. Make sure you guys check the links for the latest prices on everything, and then you guys can make your determination of which battery you would like to go with if you're in the market for one of these large 12 volt batteries. Now, personally, I always like the packaging of these 12 volt batteries. I would much rather have one connection to make than have to deal with multiple batteries. So let me know what you guys think about this battery in the comments. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts, and I'm gonna be there responding to as many as I can, like always. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.